that he's ready for us, and that is Davik. But before that, now I started my international career, Jabu Matlang, with a hat-trick on my debut. But my greatest moment would only come 29 years after I represented my national team. Who am I?
Too easy.
Too easy.
Too easy.
It's too easy, Jabu.
Ngimusho manje.
Ngimusho manje.
Manje.
Hey.
Hayi lo ngathi uBrandon Augustine.
Coach, I'm not going to come to you because I think you know this one. So we'll get to you in a bit. Let's go now to VAR. And that is Victor Shawan.
What a good match. Tando Nzanzeka gave us a good match. Sundowns, Pirates. Now, we're going to Chiefs and Stellenbosch. Was that a penalty? Don't go away. There's only one book we use, the FIFA loss of the game. It will tell us whether it was a penalty or not. Nyabuy, sayofunda le ncwadi le. Nyabuy.
The level makes an immediate impact at Kaizer Chiefs. Jabu Matlang will tell us a lot more about that game against Stellenbosch, and 3 points after 6 matches with no victory for the mighty Amakosi. But before we get there, Nazo Martin.
Anticipated decision from the Premier Soccer League with regards to Royal AM. What we're hearing at the moment is that the EXCO continue to have meetings around a solution for Royal AM. They are meeting on Wednesday again. At the moment, we're hearing that an expulsion is possibly on the cards, but it's not in terms of whether a decision has been made almost immediately. Obviously, they are only played 11 matches, but keep it locked on sabcsport.com. We'll have further updates with regard to that story. Now, next one, talking about a player that needs to be thrown a lifeline. That's Gaugelo Sogota. He played for Betway. He's played overseas. He's also played for Kaizer Chiefs, and then most recently was at Magesi FC and Stellenbosch. All these players kicked him. All these teams kicked him out, in fact, but he's about to get a lifeline out at Uppington City.
Jabson, nali player elinama challenge empilweni. You know, uyasuka la uyangena la. He showed some talent. He needs another lifeline.
Yeah, and yeah, I know ukuthi once yazi uthola inyuku sasemncane izinto ziyachinja from endlini. Number 1, abasakuthumi manje ngoba soyahola. So lethi imali makunama family meetings sebayakubiza manje ulibele umntwana. Those are the things ezenzakalayo masohola, but bese futhi uzibona ngathi manje so we boss kwenya, but to him maso sokucala uya kuma lower division bakutrialisa nani mfethu ku blind. I wish him that ukuthi angazikhuthala lesikhathi bayomnika sona Uppington, he can still come back, revive himself, but he need to make sure ukuthi uchecka icycle yakhe aphila nayo, because most of the time ama-soccer players sinabangani ababhaya, and sometimes you don't even have time for your own life. So I'm saying to him, I understand what is going through, because nami ngixoshiwe kakhulu man, ngixoshiwe ngambile ngixoshiwe man, akekho umuntu ebamkhomba igate njengami, but uNkulunkulu khona, he can still change, but obviously he needs to do introspection and be honest to himself and take the right decision.
With that being said, I've got Zuma coming through to the show to Musani on Metro FM, and it's a very similar story, and I'm going to take these words to him as well. What's the next one? Yeah,
a real life experience there from Shaful. Let's move on to another story, almost similar but of a different kind. Sean Mukhaila was involved in an accident where he was then charged of culpable homicide and negligent driving as well. At the moment, I'm told he's training with the Diski team out at Sekhukhune United. Now, the reason I bring this to your attention is because out at Sekhukhune, they are in desperate need for a right back. They need to beef up the squad a little bit, and there's consideration whether to bring Sean back into the fold. We know that his court case has only been postponed up until the 19th of May, which is when the Premier Soccer League top flight season will actually be wrapping up. So we'll keep a close watch on that as well. And then we wrap it up. I don't know whether we're going abroad or coming back home local. I'm talking about Banyana star Linda Mutlalo, who's won league titles abroad. He's done it all, won the AFCON with Banyana, and recently he was spotted training with JVW out here in the Holy Bets Super League. But we're hearing that she's done training, and she could potentially be weighing up her options and maybe going back abroad. I would have loved to hear Coach Dudu's opinion on this, but
Aye. Aye,
Why you blush? Andy, why you blush?
I'd love to see Linda play here, but I want for her to go back overseas. But thanks so much, Mazzola, for that one there. He's back towards the end again. It's a super journalist, South Africa's #1 football journalist. Now, let's go to the team to choose who's #1 from this weekend.
The Brazilian submarine, he comes through with scoring 9 goals this season. He's a top goal scorer of the league. Ay lalela abangakwazi kummaka mele bayothola ama lessons le eBrazil. Ukokota Piano introduces himself into the league with 5 appearances for SuperSport. Shamkalangwane uthi at least let's salvage a point for SuperSport against Cocoon.
Hayi bese laphayana ke uLolipop uMakabi Lilepo naye uthi uphakamisa isandla uthi Makhosi ngikhona ngizonismayilisa this season.
Well, there you go. One gets a draw, one wins it for Sundowns. The other brings the happy days back out in Stellies. Who are you going with? Is it Lilepo, the man known as Lollipop? #10 is Sundowns, Ribeiro Luca Costa. Oh, Samir Nokovic opening his account for SuperSport United. Now, Mbozo, ngicela uxazulisa abantu somndeni. Mamelodi Sundowns baphethe igap ewu-9 points. Mind you, by the time Orlando Pirates come back to play again, Sundowns could be on top points because they do have a match against TS Galaxy before Orlando Pirates have to play again. Now, when you look at this, in the Betway Premiership, can we still expect a fierce title race to get phambili? Njengoba siqala ukuthi izoba njalo ke maqala season ne-Orlando Pirates. Ask us Kulu. Take a very quick break. Kaizer Chiefs back to winning ways in Stellenbosch. Lilepo opening his account for the mighty Amakosi to the jubilation of not only the crowd but the executive at Kaizer Chiefs. You go to AmaZulu and you look at a team that's just on the ascendancy at the moment. Jabu Shuffle will tell you a little bit earlier about Uhuman. Haika intayenzayo ke kumaZulu njengamanje ubabeka ebandla, and Bobani Zungu doing his bit for that team as well. Well, don't hear it from me. Here's the action from the Betway Premiership.
In what was Arthur Zwane's first return to the FNB Stadium to meet his beloved Kaizer Chiefs as an AmaZulu co-coach, the two teams shared the spoils in an exciting 2-all draw. Amagoli kulo mdlalo onke aphume kwiqembu elilodwa. uTeshwik Morris edidisa uRichard Ofori noRamahlo Mphahlele awu umkhonto wagwaze ekhaya. But within 5 minutes, Usuthu had drawn level with Bongani Zungu dictating things in the middle of the park. Rowan Human set up Tebang Moremi, who fired home from close range. At the hour mark, the visitors sensationally took the lead for the first time in the game as Elmo Kambindu brilliantly found the back of the net, and yet another assist from the man of the match, Human. Akuphelanga nje isikhathi eside aphinda futhi Amakhosi alinganisa ethola nje isipho esiphuma kuRichard Ofori edlalile uLollipop. 2-2 it ended. Imidlalo phakathi kweSikhukhune United ne-Orlando Pirates ijwayele ukuba nzima kakhulu futhi nalona obunjalo.
Aribona Tiono Tomo Traki Maswanganye. Aribona Rabaketsa Katsileni Senja Khile Orlando Pirates. Hongka Sengwefa. Aribona. Ababona! Kibu wana. Khatsikansi pa ke o rakere Hongka Sengwe. Samutsna Pelete Senkha. Ke libile Kilifa. Dionote Libali Fali. The hottest one in the land.
Maswanganye in close proximity, but he doesn't need that support. That's a delightful ball in from Dion Hotto. The goal from Makaula. Sekhukhune United, there's a lot of belief about them. That came off the post. Still an opportunity for Letlapa. Double save. Will it be tucked in? It is tucked in. It's the captain, Onassis Mtambo, second goal of the season.
All eyes were on the Tshwane derby as the free-scoring log leaders and Club World Cup bound Mamelodi Sundowns were up against the struggling neighbours, SuperSport United, who finished the game with only 10 men.
Marcelo Allende ke na ka yona ka ra go bua le bala ke Mamelodi Sundowns e itsa ka mona ka bo Premier Lama e bile ntsha bolo ka bana Marcelo Allende e fitiswa ke serete sa Lucas Costa Ribeiro o ntsha bolo ka ra 18 Mamelodi Sundowns a hlaba ntlha bo Mamelodi Sundowns Ahlabantlha momamedi Mamelodi Sundowns. Lucas Costa Ribeiro Tewo Mokwena Peter Shalulile ya le mongwa bona ke yana tla morabo leno e le ngore kana ya mo phelekanyetsa Ribeiro wa raka ba le thula le bota ke ke ana Super Sport United ba itshola na ntse phoso mamedi o re bolo eno tle hlongwe mono Eric Mbazogom ka moraro ya tla thibe ka mane Peter Shalulile fela mokotlisi re ko fe jolo ka ile mona hemne re se re aba re ka karolo ya pele ya papadi Mamelodi Sundowns. Bahlabantlha bobedi momamedi Mamelodi Sundowns.
Looked like it was short of Ribeiro, but he's somehow been able to latch onto it. Oh, and find a teammate who finds the back of the net. It's another for Morin. Novo Matthews.
Hey, Undebele une yellow card already. Undebele une yellow card already. Ebehamba ukike Johannes wasemdlalisa kabi Undebele. Yellow card yesibili. Uzolugeza ke ijezi.
Kaizer Chiefs' dominance over Stellenbosch FC continued unabated at the Athlone Stadium on Friday as they returned to winning ways with a slender 1-0 victory. Lollipop umdlalo omusha wamakhosi uLilepo uyeke ozenegoli kulomdlalo eshaya phakathi ngekhanda icross enhle kaGaston Sereno. Awu saphuma isingisi kunabi.
Monna yo itirile ntlo borwa go bari tlhopheng Africa borwa Lucas Ribeiro ke ra go tsa kgileo Marcelo yena ba tsa kgile ba romela ha re bona tsaka ba John what offside.
Lamine. Good work in the middle of the park to win it back now. Ribeiro with a couple of options here. Ribeiro driving forward. Ribeiro it is. Ribeiro! Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant from Ribeiro! Now, space to turn here for Masangani with Hotto wide on this near side. He's had a good start to this half as a Dion Hotto looking for the 1-2. Hotto! 2-1! Now, they come good in scoring. Reyners with pace. Done well, Reyners. Ribeiro! Oh, it's brilliant! Too brilliant! Simply magical! Three goals, 4 assists in this current campaign. Reyners already has an assist in this game. Ribeiro. Thought about Shalulile. Finds. Bang! Mugwena!
We watch this corner from Kumete. Keeper stays on his line. The header is a powerful one. Finds the back of the net. Richards Bay FC score. Polokwane City not able to find the passes to get the width going. Kumete looking for Keegan Allen. Allen does find a header and swept into the back of the net. Shocking defending from Polokwane City. They pay the price, and that is a wonderful goal from Richards Bay FC.
Let's take a look at the results and the confirmation of that in the Betway Premiership. The last 2 game days, TS Galaxy and Polokwane City cancelling each other out. Amazulu beating Marumo Gala and Stellenbosch losing to Kaizer Chiefs. Ubona Jabson.
No, Stellenbosch was 0-0. Polokwane City dropping points there. Amazulu yi-team engichazayo mane iza kahle man badlala kahle since uArthur noVusumuzi baphethe lapha and the additional experience yakazungu laphayana no ivuse uRowan Human. I mean in the last 3 games uRowan Human he assisted 3 while Kora 2.
Wow, those are great stats, and this has made them the second best team on current form in the Betway Premiership at the moment. That is Amazulu. Royal AM haven't played a game since their 11th game. They're 6 games and 5 games respectively behind at the moment. We told you that story there. Stellenbosch in unfamiliar territory there in that number 9 position. Taking a look at the top now. Mamelodi Sundowns have opened the gap to 9 points, although they've got a game in hand to Orlando Pirates. Polokwane City dropping points, but still remaining 3rd. There's Queen United sitting in 4th, and Kaizer Chiefs remaining quite steady in that 5th position. What does this all mean? When you take a look at the last 10 matches, Coach, this dialogue, what you're seeing right now, is not what the league looks like, but it is based on the last 10 matches. This is current form.
It's current form that shows consistency of the teams, because if you look at TS Galaxy, they haven't lost a match in the 10 matches that they've participated in, which means assistant coach Ekubegile la Uramovic Ashia Kona, he's doing well. Look at the points that are there. Sundowns 30 points, abanye abantu 30 points ishukuthi abayigo dlala ama playoffs aba relegatewa. Sundowns ithola mroba nje kuphela 30 points yabo. Amazulu is another team uphakimpi no Letimpi hayi but they're really doing well. I think the addition of Ofori has really done well for themselves. Polokwane City, ever since they've gained promotion into the top flight football, this is the first time they are doing so well in the league. And it's really, it has surpassed normal expectations when it comes to them. Kaizer Chiefs, babukeka ngati bayateka, but they are there in the top 10 teams that are doing well.
Well, that's what it looks like. Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, very dominant. Look at the amount of goals, 25 of them, and conceding only 2 on their way to that objective. They have reached a point, of course, that is a lot better. But, you know, we've got a game that we need to talk about, and it's the Sundowns Orlando Pirates. Welcome back. We're in Soccer Zone, putting a spotlight now on the Kaizer Chiefs, who traveled down to Stellenbosch to get their first victory in 6. And it was the new players that made the biggest impact. And here it is. It's Tashik Morris, Thabo Cele, and, of course, Ulilepo. What do you make, firstly, that is Suge Pandin? I3 yonke ngenayo, iku-11.
Hey, leto lekumele warishe ama-player dala khona, number 1. Ukuthi ama-player fika amasha, already mid-season, mara ucoach unale confidence ukuthi hayi ngiyabalahlela. So it raised a question mark to ama-player bewalibela khona. But coming back to these 3 players, I'm fair to Nyazu Morris, he hasn't scored yet for Kaizer Chiefs, but ngibone energy yakhe, you know, iwork rate yakhe lapha, he looks hungry. And ucele simple. Ucele, he does things simple. Udlale phesheya experience is going to help Kaizer Chiefs nga that experience. And Lollipop Lilepo, uphethe ama-sweet mfethu walahlela ngapha nangapha. Yabona amakhosi ajabulile mfethu adla amajubjubu mfethu. Ubhuti mfethu ufike kahle, he brought different energy.
But the other thing that's now extra is Umqeqeshi is looking back at players that were originally part of the 11 of that squad that Umefika, Yanunabi, people like Ditlokwe were sidelined a little bit.
Absolutely. I think now he gave himself more time to see what Ditlokwe is good for, because when he was signed by SuperSport, he was playing as a left back, and this is what he's good for, and then converted into a left centre back. I mean, at SuperSport, when he was signed before he came to Chiefs, he played 26 matches and scored 2. Last season, he played 17 for Chiefs, and then ama injury and all of that, maybe Nogungazwan gahle with the different coaches. Now he's played 9 matches. You can see the stability that he brings there. His positioning, he's got the height, he's got the power to do this. This is a man that is a starter in the Botswana national team. So
captain of the team.
He needs to be consistent, stay out of injuries. And I'm saying stay out of injuries, avoid where you can, and try to be as fit as you can, because Operaga Mnandi no Modi on the left, who is able to give speed going forward.
Yeah, and you're so right, coach, because his strong position yake ile. But previous season and previous games, because the Kaizer Chiefs may struggle, they had to go to Balibele Bamfaga who center back. So and the lapo samele adjust the footy afunde leo position nama dynamics wala payana. So it makes it beyenza game yakhe kube ngathi aka add any value who Kaizer Chiefs defend, but manje udlala iposition yakhe right, that's where he excelled, and he brought a lot of stability to Kaizer Chiefs. So bangasamdlalisi kakhulu ku central midfield, because once angena laphayana he becomes confused, because akajwayelanga ukudlala player ejwayele ukukhuphuka, and iplayer elikwaziyo ukuthi libe ne timing right. If ibhola bal attack ngale on the right, uyakwazi ukungena phakathi ama distance abe prop. So it was good to see him back there. Jobu coach Asho, I hope angalimali.
And I'm sure Ramarabudi is sitting there, having seen the draw of what's going to be happening in AFCON, is happy that Ditlokwe is getting some game time. But was there a penalty call in Stellenbosch that Lilepo should have perhaps gotten a penalty? Well, for the answers, as per usual, on a Monday, South Africa waits for one man, and that man is the principal.
Yeah, thanks. We're going to Chiefs Stellenbosch. we see a touch. Let's show you a touch. The laws of the game says holding and touch. So touch, is touch an offense or not? We see here Lilepo going past and then hands were used to touch. And then football does not accept minor holding. You see there, just a small touch and then he decides to fall. He's even falling before the contact is made because he anticipates trying to buy. You know, at times you take a chance, but if you proceed going forward and then they block you, that's impeding. Now when you see a touch...
He wasn't blocked there?
No, it was a touch.
You didn't stand in front of him?
Remember, football is a contact sport. Now, when you feel a touch and then you fall before even the ball comes in.
But did he stand in front of him?
No. If you move, and then he feels a touch, he falls. So that touch, touching is not an offense. Holding and pushing, it's an offense. And football does not accept minor holding. It must have, it must impede. And it must not be a minor one. So if you look at it there, you'll see that Uvela has well before. So that tells you, and mood ya jumpisa, and Ubadu Uvela Bonagata Uyang Ulilep at high. Let's go to Masanga. Here. There's what we call offside. The law says it is not an offense to be in an offside position. Now, when there are two players going to the ball, the referee must wait and see, or the assistant referee must wait and see who will play the ball between the two players. Now, if we freeze here, when we draw our line, you will see that there are two players, Orlando Pirates players, in an offside position. You see here, there's Mahopa. There's Hoto as well in an offside position. We have Maswanganye there who is in an onside position. Now, when the situation is like this, you must wait and see who will play the ball. Let's go and see who plays the ball between Mahopa and Maswanganye in an onside position. When the ball is played, let's see. And then when we see that, we see Maswanganye is already in front. He's the one who's going to play the ball. So you cannot punish Maswanganye coming from an onside position. Play should have been allowed to continue. Unfortunately, it was ruled offside, which is incorrect decision by the assistant referee in this match. Right, let's go to the last one. Here we also teach, because I don't know where the players don't understand the offside law. But we're going to break it down to them. We said, number one, it is not an offense to be in an offside position. You see, in an offside position, when we stop it there, he's in an offside position. Now, the assistant referee will wait and see if he will challenge an opponent for the ball. If he challenges an opponent for the ball, flag goes out.
One by one.
It's not enough. We can't flag him here. We'll wait and see. Let's see what he will do there. So as the play goes on, you will see that the assistant referee is slowly going. Now he's challenging an opponent for the ball. When he does that, he's now interfering with an opponent. So therefore, flag goes up from Kamu Ramutsindel for offside. So this is correct decision. What Mahopa should have done, should have waited for the players to hold the ball and then move, then he challenged. Now he challenged the ball from an offside position. Correct decision by Ukamu for flagging for offside.
But then, as a player, because this is education, right?
Yes.
Every single soccer player watches this. Very quickly, before we go to what we're looking at there, how long do I have as a player before I can then go for that ball?
Very good question, Ma'a. You must, because you are offside, we are guilty. So wait for him to hold the ball, have control of the ball, and then he passes. That's when he can go. But while holding the ball, you challenge, you will still be punished. So he must release the ball to the next player, then you can challenge because you are offside.
Right, you know, it's just one of those things at the moment where you got to learn these laws. They're forever changing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to take a break. When we come back on the other side, there's a lot more football to talk about.